Obviously, congrats on the massive milestone that's coming up on Friday night. Can you imagine you've got this far?
No, not in a million years. We've got a player potentially making his debut tomorrow, and I think Massey went up to him and goes, "You just got another 299 games to go," and that were me. 13 years ago, playing my debut against Huddersfield down here, and I remember it well. And as a young kid back then, you just hope to make your Super League debut and to get out and play Super League, and to be sat here now and going on to potentially make my 300th tomorrow is you never set your eyes on playing that many games. Or I've been lucky throughout my career on injuries and playing the amount of games that I have, and I've had a blast and loved every minute of it.
It's more than luck, though. Ads just modesty apart. What else has got you this far? Do you think?
I like to work hard, I guess. I think that's my foundation of me as a person, me as a player. In training, I'll try and get every inch out of what's been asked for. I have been fortunate with injuries, but yeah, my foundations are just working hard, and it might not be the best or prettiest at times, but that's what I've pride myself on, just working hard, and just getting stuck in.
300 not out. Then how many more do you feel there is possibly to come?
Well, I have been keeping my eyes on the appearances charts at CAS. So I've set my eyes on John Joyner, I think he's 628. So
You'd be about 52 by then.
yeah, that's it's never be broke. That I should imagine now. But yeah, who knows? I'm out of contract this year as well, so could potentially be my last year. But that's for another day to decide what happens. But love my time at the club. Massively passionate about this club as well, and seeing some good times and bad times, and we've had such a good ride along the way. And yeah, just like I said, just reiterate that point. Just loved every minute of being here at CAS and my time, and hopefully there's a lot more games to come for myself.
And there have been times over the last 13, 14 seasons where you've sort of surveyed your options in terms of a possible move elsewhere. How close has that ever got?
Probably none closer than probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Yeah, I'd almost said my goodbyes to the players, and said, players were saying, let's make this performance a game to remember for ads, and yeah, that's how close it sort of got. And then I guess that's rugby league. It can quickly swing and change, and I think there were injuries to Macker and Kane at that time, so it meant me filling in at hooker. And here I am, still here and making my 300th appearance for CAS tomorrow.
Was this amid that potential move to Wakefield?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the one. And at the time, probably it'd have been the right move for myself as well. Featuring off the bench most weeks, and being playing reduced minutes really. So the discussion I had with my agent was, I need to be playing in a team regular and getting myself in the shop window for other clubs. So yeah, that's the discussion I had with my agent. So that's what I felt best at the time. But now, under Lasty, I'm really enjoying my rugby again, playing in the back row, which is another new position, but I'm sort of thriving in that position, I think, at the minute, and I'm playing some of my best rugby that I have. So yeah, back with the enjoying my rugby and playing with a smile on my face, and like I say, playing for my 300th game tomorrow.
And you have reinvented yourself over the last 14 seasons, haven't you? From that hooker to the back row, you've played in the front row a few times, haven't you? How much credit can you give yourself for that in terms of the longevity that you've achieved in different positions?
Yeah, again, discussion I've just had with Sam as medium fella is the only position I've not played is fullback. Appearance on the wing a few times, scored twice at Catalan, and like you say, I am quite modest. I pride myself on working hard, and I've always said I'll play wherever, wherever the coach will throw me in. So if it's tomorrow, it puts me at fullback, I'll my main focus is just to work hard and give my all in that position. And I guess that's what you get from me as a player. Wherever I think coaches can, they know what they get from me, and that's that. I'll be the first to put my hand up to do whatever they want for them, and I'm just pride myself on working hard and just giving it all for the badge and for the club.
Just lastly for me, adds a hypothetical question. It might be a difficult one to answer, but if you could go back in time and speak to that fresh-faced young man back in 2010, starting out on his rugby league journey, what would be the best piece of advice that you might have given him at that time?
You've put me on my toes here a little bit. I think other than silverware, I've got what I've wanted out of my career. I've 300 games for my local club. Played in cup finals, won the league, Challenge Cup, Old Trafford. Played, got 3 appearances for my country. I've got everything I want out of my career, other than that silverware that we came so sadly close to in 17, which hurts to this day. But yeah, I've loved every minute of it. So the advice I'd give is, you only get it once. Just so fortunate to be in this position. So, grateful for everyone that's helped me along my way, my family, the coaches and all the boys. I just respect and honour everyone who's helped me along the way to get me in this position where I am today.
Are you surprised at how well Leigh have done this year so far?
No, because they've got a good squad. They recruited well, and saw what they did last year in the Championship. They were blowing teams away. And even last year they probably competed well in the Super League, and on the back of the success that they had last year, they've recruited well again. And the owner Derek's doing a fantastic job of making every home game for them an event. And I guess tomorrow will be another spectacle for Leigh tomorrow. Hopefully we can go there and spoil the party.
Absolutely, and just obviously you've had a long career at Castleford now, and you're 31. I mean, players play till mid-30s these days, and so on. And so I'm not expecting your career to end fairly soon. But do you have plans? For a post rugby league career? Are you going to be a coach, or what do you anticipate happening in a few years' time?
Well, I've actually recently, me and Nathan Massey have actually recently set up his own company, which is a plant hire company.
Right. So very different direction.
Bit of nice promotion there for myself and Massey to get it out there. But
tell us what the company's called. Even better promotion.
It's M&M Plant Hire.
Right.
Milner Plant Hire. Yeah. So we've only recently just started it this year, but it's going pretty well. But I've always coaching something that's I guess it's quite difficult to say, oh, I'm going to be a coach. I think it's always been the back of my mind that I've got a lot of experience and worked with a lot of people along the way, a lot of experienced coaches and different coaches who've got different ideas. So it's something that I'm mindful. I think I'd be you know, I'd like a crack at it, but I think it's a position where you've got to be. It's a tough position to get into. If
it's a 100% position, isn't it? You can't
it
devote
is.
less.
You've got to get the right club. You've got to get the right opportunity. You know, I know it's not a position where you finish your playing days. You know, say if I finished end of this year, you know, I know I'd have to start it all over again. You know, my coaching career and work my way up. There's not many coaches that go straight into coaching into
No.
play. You know, I'm something that I'm mindful of. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But yeah, aside from that, I have me and Nathan Massive sort of set up his own little company, which is doing well.
Well, that's great. Hopefully, one day it'll be so successful you can come back and buy the club with a bit of luck. Just looking again though at this season. I mean, you're on 4 points at the moment, which obviously at the start of the season it would have been disappointing to think you were only going to be at that number at this time of the, you know, in early May. Do you think though that you've still got a chance of climbing up the table and maybe making a bid to get into the top 6?
Absolutely, we'll never write ourselves off. It's still early days in the season, and we've just had a discussion after his team run today that after tomorrow we'll have played every team in the league, and other than probably his Warrington game down here, we've been in the fight for pretty much the majority of them games. So there's no reason why we should doubt ourselves or you know, be inferior of any other teams, because we're capable of, you know, competing. We don't want to compete no more. That's from my point of view. We want to be out there winning games, and I think I think that's where we've been sort of short with. We just need to, you know, just get over. I think we're not close. We're not far off from putting a good score on a team, and I think, you know, we're not too far away. Although you look at the table, we're only on 4 points. We've got a lot of talent in this team, and we've got the potential to, you know, crack that top 6. And we've still got a confident group of doing that.
And can I just ask you a quick question about the Challenge Cup, because you've drawn Hull, which is a real big game in the Challenge Cup, and obviously a lot of teams who perhaps might not think they can win the, you know, the Super League title at this stage of the season. The Challenge Cup is a massive competition potentially. I mean, that's a real interesting game, isn't it? Because you were pretty unlucky to lose very narrowly to them in the first game of the season. I think it was the first game of the season when you went to Hull.
Yeah. It was.
And you know, you must think you've got a great chance of making progress in the Challenge Cup.
Just on the draw, they might as well not draw Hull and Cass out. They might as well just put them together, because we must draw them in this round every year. But yeah, they're probably a side similar to us, obviously similar position in the table. Probably know that they've got a good group and they can get a lot more out of them, and probably you know, a bit disappointed where they are in the season. So I know they'll be wanting to have a crack at the Challenge Cup and go on the run that they have done in the recent years, and go on to lift the Challenge Cup. And you know, it's another competition, and it's another competition that you can win a trophy in. So, you know, it should be every team's goal to you know, go out there and put the best foot forward.
What has Lasty brought to you? You said, you know, you're enjoying your time at your rugby again under Lasty. What's he brought out of you, do you think?
I think he's what's he brought? He's brought a lot of trust, I guess. He trusts me as a player and as a person. I think that the position of back row sort of got thrown a little bit on myself under Radford. It was like, you know, we can see you in this position, but I never really got a crack at it. Probably played 3 games in and out last year, where Lasty's just thrown me straight in, and said, "This is what I want you to be as a player. This is, you know, this is your strengths as a player, and this is what you can add to the group." And just having that trust in a coach who backs and believes you, you know, probably gives me that little edge that I probably needed to sort of perform how I have been doing in recent weeks.